Before, and saving money is one thing, but knowing where to put it, that's the other issue, right? A new NerdWallet survey found that 66% of employed Americans regularly save money from their paycheck, while 8% say they aren't saving anything at all. The study also revealed that many Americans are unsure where their money should go, with some keeping it too much cash in traditional bank accounts instead of exploring higher earning options.
Kate Ashford from NerdWallet joins us to break down the survey findings and explain the pros and cons of today's most popular savings options. Kate, great to have you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. So we had those stats. What stood out to you the most about how Americans are saving right now?
So the really interesting part of this NerdWallet study that I thought was that of employed Americans who have a savings goal, they are more likely to be saving regularly than people that don't. So a savings goal, a really simple tool to get you to save money regularly. So that's something to keep in mind.
But let's get into where people are actually putting their money. I mean, I was taught at a very young age, you get your money, you go to the bank, you put in the bank account, savings account from the local bank that was down the street, you get your little book. Had the printed option of what your account was. But now things are changing and you're going to go more high interest. Kind of talk about the pros and cons.
Okay, so there are a lot of options out there right now, and people who have their money in traditional checking accounts are earning very, very little. People who have their money at online banks are probably more likely to get a higher rate on that money. Traditional banks are paying for brick and mortar locations, so they have more expenses, so they're paying less money on their savings accounts. But if you are at an online bank, you're more likely to get a higher interest rate because they have a lower expense ratio. They have fewer locations they're trying to manage that can pass those savings on to their customers.
Right, a little more elusive, but online banks, they do offer and advertise higher interest rates. So why are they able to do more, offer more, and what should consumers know before possibly moving their money there?
Well, certainly because they are maintaining fewer locations, online banks can pay higher interest rates and people will find higher interest rates there. The thing to know is if you like going into a bank and getting face-to-face customer service, that of course is not going to be available to you. So if you're going to go with an online bank, look for something with solid customer service, a really good website, a really good app so that you can do your remote banking really happily.
Okay. But I think some people are worried about their online account. Could there be an issue there? But it is all FDIC insured, right?
Absolutely, FDIC insured per person up to $250,000, so you're pretty safe.
Yeah, but some of these high yield savings accounts or HISAs, is that what they're called?
Yes, HISAs.
What is that?
High yield savings account is exactly what it sounds like. It is a savings account that's paying more than your traditional savings account. The top accounts on NerdWallet's list of best HISAs right now are paying 4%, which is pretty good. It's about 10 times what the national traditional savings account is paying. It's a great place for your emergency fund. It's a really good place for short-term savings, something you're going to pay for in the next 1 to 2 years. So it's a good place to put the money that you're socking up right now.
Yeah, you mentioned the pros. Are one of the cons that it may be harder to get access to your money? Is it a longer process to take it out?
HISAs don't tend to have check writing capabilities, not a debit card. So to get money in and out of a HISA, you're looking probably to transfer to and from your regular checking account. Some of them might offer ATM access, but it is a little trickier to get to your money. But the point is that you're putting money in savings, so you hope not to be accessing that very often.
Making it harder to keep it locked away is a good thing.
I remember how important a CD was.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the disc? Is it the disc? Not a disc.
Right, you go get the CD. You had to wait like a year or whatever before you could touch it again. But those, do they work? They still exist? Are they still high interest?
Absolutely. A CD, certificate of deposit, is just another savings account where, as you mentioned, you can put your money in for a specific period of time. It could be 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. And if you leave your money there, you get the interest rate promised. It does lock your money up for that period of time, so it does tend to pay a slightly higher interest rate than a HISA. So the best CDs on NerdWallet's list this month, I think, are paying 4.2%.
Oh.
The trade-off is, of course, you can't get that money out in a hurry, so it's not a good place to put your emergency savings. But for short-term savings, it's a great spot.
Fantastic. So we got the high yield savings, we got the CD, money markets. They can kind of confuse people because they sound like investments, but what are they exactly and how do they compare to a traditional savings account?
Money market accounts are just another kind of savings account. They do offer a little more access to your money. They offer typically check writing, typically a few debit card transactions per month, so you can get to your money more readily. So they do offer a slightly lower interest rate than HISAs, but not by much. I think the highest one on NerdWallet's list this month is 3.9%. So it's still a great interest rate compared to traditional savings. You can get to your money more readily, so it's another great option to consider.
All very good information.
Yeah. Do you recommend a certain breakdown? Like, should you kind of like spread the wealth, so to speak?
I think it's really up to you. I think some people operate really well with one savings account where they're putting their money. Some people like to have buckets. Maybe they're saving for a house, maybe they're saving for a vacation, saving for college. So it's really up to your own personal saving style. Yeah. But if you're saving for emergency funds, we would recommend, a HISA or a money market account. Longer term goals, you can get some CDs in there. So it's really up to you.
Got it. Kate, good information.
Yes.
Don't look under my mattress. That's a good savings account there.
Olivia, don't go under the mattress.
Okay, Kate, good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.